Welcome back to another video. Don't bother checking your calendar. Yes, I'm on the wrong day. Yesterday was a holiday, Memorial Day, so kind of took a break and we moved our passive income update video to today, which today is Tuesday, May 28th. But I've tried to kind of keep the numbers on a 7-day basis, going off of, if I can, figured out what I had as of yesterday. So we have a lot of updates that have gone on since the last video 7 days ago. I have did some more thorough videos about them. I will mention that when I get to those points, but there has been a lot of things going on in the last 7 days. Tell you, this is going to be a crazy time in crypto. I think this bull run is going to be very crazy, volatile and crazy, and we're seeing that. Yet we say that, and really we're still kind of in this sideways channel in Bitcoin. So yeah, it's bumped, it's going from 71 down to 67,000 and stuff like that, but it does hurt a little bit. But when you zoom out, we're still kind of in that sideways channel. Need to break through 71, 72,000 to really see some gains. Altcoin season still hasn't started yet. We saw a little bit of increase thanks to Ethereum stuff, but without further ado, let's get to this. So just a quick glimpse of the charts real quick, just so we kind of know, in case we ever want to go back and look at these videos later, we kind of know where the market is when we talk about these projects. And, 21st is kind of when we started hearing wind about this Ethereum ETF and stuff. And we immediately kind of parabolically to a point made a huge jump. So we went from 67,000 and to 72,000 in a matter of hours. It might have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. That's crazy. And here we are now at 68. So we dropped back down to 66 to 68. But again, when you zoom out, this is the hour chart. We still kind of on this, I know I don't have pretty numbers, but overall you can see, especially in this 1 hour chart, we kind of have this, we're moving back up. Ethereum, of course, had this huge jump up when the ETF was announced. And we instantly went from 3,100, 3,700 in 3 hours. That's crazy. But now we're kind of in this sideways channel from here. See where that goes. Solana, I know I keep saying I'm DCAing into Solana. From back here when it was $137 all the way up. And I do my DCA every payday, and it's rare that I'll be honest with y'all, I don't own a lot of Bitcoin. I own a little bit just because I want to have some Bitcoin, but I don't have any decent size amount of it. But so I don't DCA into it a lot. But when there's a lot of stuff going on, I DCA into, just a little bit just to hold it. So my 4 DCAs, again, not financial advice, this is just what I'm doing. But my $4 cost averaging that I did this payday was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and AVAX. I'm still very big on AVAX, and I think it's going to be good. And that's what this week's DCA is. So Solana, I DCA'd into Solana with some money from my paycheck. In addition to, I tell y'all, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit. Y'all know that's what I'm doing on all my Helium devices. So let's get to it. So this is the passive income chart for this week. And right now, the only one really on mainnet that I'm really moving forward with, so to say, is Helium. Helium is still on a price decrease right here. It has slowly just continued to drop, even with some of these surges in prices with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these other alts, even with Solana. Today you had about 3% drop. So this is where you are right now. since our last video, IoT's down another 16%, which is painful. It was at 0.00999, if that makes it 0.00999 at the last video. So it's kind of been falling ever since, down 25% for the month. So with that, right now my machines are making about 6,000 a day. I think I got about 20 of them online, and for some reason, even though the price is going down, my average between the 20 machines is going down also. At one point I was doing about 8,000, then 7,000. Now I'm at about a 6,000. There's some days I get about 5,900. There's some days I get 6,500. Kind of varies. I don't know why that is. I don't know if people are putting more devices back online. You would think with the price going down, some people wouldn't, but hey, I guess with all this ETF talk and everything, people are, realizing that it doesn't cost me really anything to have this device online. Why would I unplug it? But that's making me about $6 a day with 20 Helium monitors. That's right, $6 a day. And it's actually not even, that's about $5.90 something, I think, depending on what this cost average is and what this price is right here. So, but I'm taking that $6 a day, and I'm converting that to Solana. I tell y'all every time is I think Solana, and listen to a lot of people, Solana is going to be a top coin in this bull market. I can see it flipping BNB again. And, if it does that, they're talking about a $700, $800 Solana, which is a 4X from here, 5X from here. A 5X alone makes this now $30 a day. $30 a day times 30 days, $900. I can live with that. I know it's a lot of what ifs. That's the only thing I'm hoping on. Again, it's not costing me anything to run these devices at all. Maybe a little host agreement here or there, or I might be paying for ISP at one spot. But other than that, it's not really costing me much. So I'm gonna let that keep rolling. We're also going to talk about mobile, because I know a lot of y'all are into Helium Mobile also. So I like to cover it for y'all. And you got Helium Mobile's down about 2%, 2.5% for the day. Over 7 days, it's under 10%. For the month, it's down 36%. Again, I can't understand this. It shows you I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But there's a lot of momentum with this phone carrier. Now, again, it's not really in the news right now. So, is it one of those sell the news type things, and now that the news is really over it, nobody's talking about it. They're talking about ETFs and stuff like that. You're not hearing a lot of people talk about it. I don't know, but those Helium mobile devices are still online. You still have those cellular devices online. More cellular devices are getting online in other countries, like Mexico and stuff like that, with those agreements. I'm very surprised by this. I didn't buy a Helium monitor. I hate to say I told you so, because I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that with this. I came very close to pulling this trigger. And then luckily I did my research, like I tell everybody, and watching some of these other YouTube guys who were being truthful said how fast their rewards were diminishing. Now, I'm not saying you can't make good money with Helium Mobile. I'm just saying that the rewards were diminishing. You still gonna have more miners that get shipped, more miners or devices that go online. If the price happens to keep going down, I just can't see this price keep going down. We start hitting this bull market hard. I would think that this has to recover. Looking at Helium's down, is down to $4. It wasn't that long ago. This thing was back up to $9 or $10. So, you got it's down 14% in the last 7 days, and you have 20% in the last month. So it was up to like $6. I don't know. Again, Helium, I thought there'd be this big resurgence in it. And I'm hoping, because I have 20 miners online. I'm hoping they can pull it out. I'm hoping that it helps each other out. But at one point, if y'all caught my earlier videos, several weeks back, I was converting IoT to Solana and HNT, and I've kind of calmed down a little bit on that. Now, HNT might still go back up to $20, $30, and I'm a wish I did put a little bit more in HNT, but I got some HNT I'm holding. So I have more positive feelings about Solana, and I'd rather just load up on as much Solana as I can, because I've told y'all before, on my Exodus wallet, I can stake Solana, get, you know, whatever the percentage is for staking. So I'm making passive income from that staking. Soarchain, y'all know I'm very high on Soarchain also. I did flip-flop, just to go over for those who might be new to the videos or to the channel. And months and months ago when I first got this thing, I found it was very buggy. Majority of those bugs have cleared out. And I will not deny that, still making sure I connect to it every time I get into my vehicle, and having to go into my personal hotspot on my phone and make sure it's connected is a little pain in the butt. But once you get over that, it runs. I've gained 503 tokens since last week. I'm staking all 3,800 of mine on Dash Tech Validator. It's a guy who I deal with a lot on Discord. I trust him, and small type operation, which I like, because some of these staking, I learned a lot of this in Luna Classic, but some of these staking validators are just big businesses, and if they don't feel they're making enough profit or enough people invested, they shut the validator down. So I like Dash Tech Validator. If y'all will consider him, I would appreciate it. But if y'all are into Soarchain and y'all have TSOAR tokens on y'all's app, please, you know, not financial advice, but why would you not stake them? Make some. I'm making some pretty decent rewards off, and maybe one day I need to count them because I just keep accepting them, but pretty decent awards from my 2,500 or 3,800, whatever it is, tokens. So updates since the last video, they do have where you can become a runner node. I've always wanted to run a node or something, or validator for some of these projects, and something that I might look into. But again, I don't have time to make videos, so I definitely don't need another project, but something just to help me learn about these projects. So that is one thing that's going on, is you can now qualify for a runner node. You can click on the Discord right here and find out more about it. It kind of tells you about what it is and things like that. So there is also a new AI bot to help you out with inquiries and questions and stuff like that. And also, like I was just saying, one of Deepin Connect, which was one of the Discord, the validators, has shut that validator down, open up a new one with the same name. I don't get it, but in case any of y'all might be, you know, delegating to Deepin Connect, please redelegate to the new one, just to let everybody know about that. Also, I just want to go over, in case anybody missed it, anybody that's riding motorcycles, this is one of the very few projects that will work with a motorcycle. Go to the Discord and look up the section where it talks about, you know, bike testers are needed in the announcements, and make sure you check that out. If anybody is interested in Soarchain, in my description below, I have a code to give you a discount on Soarchain Motuses. Well, we don't call them Motuses anymore. I guess I'm old school. Soarchain Minis. So check out that code to get you a discount on that. All right, moving on to NATIX. NATIX is another one that I'm trying to hit it hard. I have good faith in. You're starting to see a lot of partnerships with it. I am currently ranked 389 with 84,000 points. Don't forget about the challenges. I had somebody in Discord tell me how they keep forgetting about the challenges. After they do a trip, they just turn it off, and I kind of, y'all know me. I have to try to find negativity in everything, but you make more with the challenges than you do with the token, with the rewards. I don't know if that makes sense or how long that's going to be, but you know, it seems like every day I'm getting like 300 or 500 tokens or points from these rewards, and I'm only making 100 while I'm driving. But, or these challenges I'm in, and I'm only making 100 while I'm driving. So I don't know how long it's going to last for, but hey, I'm hitting it. And every time I try, every time I'm getting in my vehicle to make a decent trip, I'm making sure I turn it on. If I'm leaving my office just to go run across the street to Walgreens and pick up something to drink or something like that, I'm not turning it on. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But, you know, other than that, there's not much really going on with it. There is tomorrow going to be an AMA. So if anybody is interested in that, there will be an AMA tomorrow at 5 p.m. CET time, which I'm sorry to tell you, I have no idea what time it is in your time or my time. It's not Central. Is that Central European time? I don't know. Again, College classes failed me. But tomorrow. So according to trusty Google, 5 o'clock p.m. CET will be 10 a.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. I'm going to try. I would like to hear about this because y'all know I'm very, very high on GEODNET. And the fact that GEODNET and NATIX has come together, I'm very interested to hear what they got to say about this. You know, I hope they don't just sit there and say, yeah, we got a partnership together. Woohoo. Okay. I want to hear what they're going to do. I want to hear how these two applications that really have nothing to kind of do with each other are going to come hand in hand together. So I'm excited. I have a sticky note on my desk to make sure that I listen to this, just like I listened to the one today with Wingbits. But I am very curious, and I would suggest if y'all are in NATIX or even if y'all are in GEODNET, I would make sure I listen to this. Silencio. It's like every other week in the past, nothing really new from the team. The Discord really doesn't have much. People arguing when Q3 technically is supposed to be, and that's about the most excitement. A lot of people complaining that it's kind of an unfair thing that if you live in a city, there's a lot of venues. So when you check in those venues, you're getting a decent amount of tokens for I think it's a 15-second or 30-second reading. You're getting way more than somebody like me who's sitting around for 30 minutes. And there's a lot of people crying about that. I can see both sides. This project was supposed to be for those type of venues that when you're inside of a venue, is there noise pollution? Meaning, can you still hold a conversation with somebody? And can you whisper back and forth to each other? Or how loud do you have to talk? Is it going to damage your hearing? And different things like that. So it was geared around venues. But somebody like me, I hit Silencio several times a day. I gained 16,000 tokens since last week. I hit this hard. And I cannot catch up at all to anybody. And you know, I'm running for 30 minutes at a time. I put my watch on a 30-minute timer. I'm leaving my phone in different places so I can get different hexes. Anytime I go anywhere, my wife and I went out and ran a bunch of errands yesterday for the holiday. We had to go bring our car into the dealership. We went out to eat after. We went shopping and stuff. Every single place that I went to, I was running Silencio. And other than the app crashes that I'm going to talk about in a second, I was running the hell out of it. And I cannot catch up past 1546 in Diamond League. Can't do it. And I'm reading the Discord, people are saying it's because you live in a certain area that has a whole bunch of these venues. You can check into them several times a day and getting way more points. And the reason I harp on that is because from what I understand, part of some of your rewards is supposed to be something to do with where you rank at or what kind of points you have during the test net. So, you know, I don't know if that's an airdrop or something, but I'm looking through the Discord right now. I don't remember where I saw that, but either way, I'm still running Silencio. I'm even surprised at myself by how hard I'm running Silencio when there's zero talk of anything about it. Nothing has been said. The only thing they got on the announcements for the last 2 to 3 weeks is a meme contest. That's about it. And nothing really else. You know, you got people asking about, is it going to mainnet? And you got other people in Discord who have no affiliation with the project saying, oh, it's going to be in Q3. I don't know where they're getting that from. I don't see it. But again, it's an easy thing to do. You just sit here and you run it and while you're eating and while you're shopping and stuff like that. My issue right now is that there's too many app crashes. It wasn't like this in the beginning. In the beginning, you were running something, you're running the Silencio app, taking measurements, and if somebody called you, if you got a text, if you got some kind of notification from another app on your phone, you could check it and go right back to Silencio, and it'd be no problem. Now you could be 29 minutes into a sound reading, and somebody calls you, and normally it would just say, hey, your mic's in use and shut down right there, but still allow you to get those points. Now when that happens, 29 minutes in, you go back to Silencio, the whole app's reopening again. You lost everything you had for those 29 minutes, and it's happening over and over. I cringe every time I'm taking a reading and I get some kind of notification on my phone. So I don't know why that started happening. They have people who have mentioned it on Discord, and supposedly it's getting fixed or got fixed or whatever like that, and it's still going on. So that's one of my issues with Silencio right now, and I hope that gets resolved. WeatherXM. Some of you might be wondering why it's still here. Some of you might not have heard the news. I don't know how you could be in WeatherXM and not hear this news, but they have announced that they're finally going after, what, 2 years? I think it's been, if not longer. They're finally going to mainnet. Now, you have some people who are grumpier and more negative than I am who are saying, hey, I've heard this before. Show it. But like I said, there's been people who have been in this project way longer than me who have the right to complain more than I do. But it's supposedly happening. So again, the Discord's where it's at. Y'all need to be in the Discords. But May 30th is when this mainnet is supposed to occur, which is Thursday. That's actually 2 days from when I'm recording this video. So May 30th, all token rewards will be distributed on Arbiter mainnet. When on mainnet, you'll be able to claim your WXM by preparing your wallet. Make sure you follow this guide. It's a guide that tells you how to do it. I haven't really heard of anybody having issues. If I got to do a video on it for y'all, I can do a video on it for y'all, but it's not really that hard. If you play with MetaMask before, it is fairly easy. Same way you had to import tokens with some of these other projects. So there's supposed to be CEXs that you'll be able to run off of starting at 11 a.m. UTC time, which is about 5 or 6 a.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. Gate.io, Bitmart, MEXC, Swissborg. You'll also be able to have it for trading on Uniswap. That's their official DEX. Be aware of any attempts. Let's launch video, so you can check this video out. And if you saw this, if you missed this video, you can go and check the video out. So this is huge news. And I'm curious to see how this goes. So look, I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know I'm always honest with y'all. I am confused as hell right now. I had people arguing with me when I tried telling them in the past that, like, perfect example is right now, I have 341 WXM tokens. And I kept trying to tell people none of this mattered. And then they said, oh yeah, it does. That's why you have the plus 0.0223 bonus. And I kept reading that it didn't matter because you were going to start with 0 during mainnet. And they said, no, they changed that. Well, if you go back and read the Discord, in the general, the guy Leo, who's in charge of the project, distinctly tells people you're starting with 0 come Thursday. Whatever you have in your WXM wallet right now is not going to be good anymore. You're starting with 0. And then there's a 1-year cliff or something. So basically all these tokens that we had built up, or whatever the formula is, and I don't want to get into the detail with it because I don't want to make this video stupidly long, but there's a formula that they came out with that said for how many hours you were online over the past 2 years, you will get that airdropped. However, that airdrop will be broken down over the next 365 days. That's where the 0.223 on mine comes from, because even though I have been set up since beginning of the year, I think, when you break that down, it's only a 0.223 bonus in addition to my 3.4 I should be getting per day. So again, this 341 means nothing starting from day one. I will say this again, for me personally, this is only me in my opinion. I enjoy weather. I'm watching right now. We got all this bad weather coming through where I'm at right now. You know, right now we got some bad weather coming through where I'm at. And this was actually worse. We had all kinds of water spouts and stuff like that twisting, over the waters coming onshore. And I was worried about that, that those circulations coming over land. They kind of dissipated. But, I'm into this kind of stuff. And this, again, can combine both sides of that. So I have said from day one that I'm doing this strictly for the weather geek side of me, that I'm not doing this to make tokens. And to me, it combines both my hobbies, my weather hobby and crypto hobby. I think that was just a cool thing. So I'm not looking for Lambos out of this or anything. Basically, if I can break even for whatever I paid for this machine, and it can last that long, because I have fears about that come hurricane. That I told somebody the other day, come tropical storm or hurricane down here, I might even take the station down. I know that is not what it's intended for. It's supposed to be out there during tornado, tropical systems and hurricanes to get wind readings and rain readings, but I have such little faith in this cheap plastic device to stay together that I don't want to ruin it. My Davis has lasted through category 5 hurricanes, more than one, and still out there pumping out numbers. I have zero faith in this thing lasting, but I don't want to, I'm starting to ramble. I don't want to ramble. So grass. Guys, I don't even know if I'm even going to keep covering grass. Yeah, I could use this time to talk about other things, but all I'm going to say about grass is there have been 0 updates. You go to announcements on Discord. Since the beginning of the month, they talked about some kind of update. And then last week, they talked about how Epoch 5 was here, period. There have been no updates. All the concerns that we discussed in some of these previous videos with no tokenomics, no team, nothing like that. And then there's another part of me that says, like, I already have 2 million grass tokens. People have been doing this way more than me, with way more referrals, who probably have way more than me. This token, when it gets released, is going to have to be worth like 0.000005 cents or something like that. Because if not, it's going to get dumped so hard whenever it goes to mainnet. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to crash Binance or something. So it's ranked number 5 on my test net, and it would be even lower if I could make it lower. You know, Wingbits, I'm going to discuss that in a minute. That's going to be coming up here. Weather XM is going to be coming up to mainnet by next week. Next week's going to be some big changes, and I got to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff at. So that's it on grass. Wingbits. It has been a big week for Wingbits since we last talked about Wingbits. If you see my videos, you know what I'm talking about. For those who didn't catch any of my videos throughout the week, Wingbits has a big update that needs to be done to your device. People are making this out to be way more difficult than what it was, or that it is. So first, Robin announced in the announcements that to get ready for testnet, they need everybody to go and update their devices. And you have to do it within 14 days. Well, that was 14 days as of the 24th. So really, it's the next 10 days from this video now. So make sure you go and update that device. It is not that difficult. People are losing their minds over this. It's very simple. 99% of y'all, if you're on Wingbits, I'm not talking about BitHarvest or Crank or anything like that. If you're on Wingbits and you have your device that you SSH'd into when you installed it, you installed Pi or whatever you installed on it, you had to go to Wingbits on the dashboard and copy the link. So, you know, I made a full video on how to do this, but it boils down to this right here. You SSH back into your device. You go to the antennas page. This is where you created your antenna at. When you created this station, you had to go and you copied this script right here. Then you pasted it into the SSH and you ran it. On that version, when you first did it, you had to add your location and stuff like that. You ain't gonna do that on this one. On this one, all you're doing is SSH into your device, you copy, you go paste this, control, or you right click on the SSH, you paste it, and you go. Done. You let it go through. Sometimes it might take a couple of minutes if it has to update. If you didn't do an apt update, an apt upgrade in a while, taking 5-10 minutes. Other than that, it's done. Done. And people are, you know, not everybody, but they got some people on here that are making it way more difficult, asking all these questions. Just run the script. That's all you got to do. Run the script, man. Now, I will say some people have had to run it twice to get Vector to run. Some people just had to reboot. I reboot no matter what. But if y'all need more information on this, go check out my live video. Also, there is a spot now where you can go on here and you can add your wallet. Where the little sprocket is in the top right, you can't see it on here. You go to the little sprocket, settings sprocket on the top right, you right click it or left click it, and then it's going to ask you to go into settings. When you go into settings, don't worry about phone number. They're not messing with it right now. You go into wallet, add a wallet, and then you can go and add your wallet. Phantom wallet is one of the easiest ones to use. Copy your Phantom wallet address or Solana wallet address and add it. Again, I have a full video on this. I don't want to go through that and waste, a lot of people's time going through this again. If you need help, contact me and I'll try to help you out with it. But again, go check my video out. I will post a link in the description on a video on how to do this. Wingbits also had a online session today, AMA, if you want to call it that. And there's some decent updates on there. A lot of us knew, kind of just really going through what they have been discussing with these updates, and that should be back online, on YouTube or something like that if anybody wants to catch up on that. I just want to say another thing that makes me very positive is this Discord is on fire. It's not BS like some of these other projects like Grass and all that. It is about the project. They keep this Discord. They could teach a class on how to run a Discord server. They don't allow anybody to start attacking each other. They don't allow anybody to start talking about all these different projects or something like that. They have a separate channel for different projects, but there are a lot of people here to help people set up devices. I've been helping people out. Axie's been helping people out. Axie's with the project. And there's several guys on here that know what they're talking about that also come in and help people with the projects. They have a channel for if you have question about the hardware, what hardware you need, what, for better antennas, or if you want to use a Yagi or this AirSpy Mini, and different things like that. They have a channel about wallets, and they also have a question about setup discussions and stuff like that. So this project costs very, very, very little to get in. What I like about it is if you already have an SDR from another project that we don't speak of anymore, or if you want to spend $35 or $39 on an SDR, I have a link in my description for one. And yes, the link does help out the channel. I appreciate that, to people who can help me out. That's the only way I really get paid to do any of this stuff is I get 37 cents from your link if you buy it sent to the channel. But you have that, you have the feed line, you have the antenna. If you already have a Pi, that's it. There's no licenses. You don't have to buy hexes anymore. So there's very little cost to take a chance with this project. This project's moving. They already announced that they have a customer that's going to buy the data from them. I think they mentioned something about that starts around July. I'd have to go back and look at those announcements. But for the naysayers, which, me, I love it. The naysayers, especially certain ones from another project who said that this had no modeling, couldn't be done. They're doing it. And now that we got testnet about to start anytime now, they mentioned in mainnet should be 2-3 months away. If I remember correctly, don't hold me to that, but I believe that's what they said. You're looking at maybe August, 3 months from now would be August, September for mainnet. And again, they said they're not going to rush it. They're not going to rush it to make people happy until they know they don't want to change anything once it goes to mainnet. So you go to testnet to test everything out. Tokenomics could change again. One big thing, I don't know if I mentioned it last week or not, was they changed the tokenomics where before it was going to be like, I don't want to quote. So we had a vote. And 184 people voted for 10 billion tokens. Some people felt that 100 billion tokens sound mean. I disagree. But again, I didn't care. I wish there was a I don't care tab down here, because I would have put I don't care. Either way, no matter how many tokens you got, if it's 100 billion or 10 billion market cap, you still have the same value of tokens. But hey, 10 billion sounds better, I guess. I don't know. So that is one thing that was voted on at the last, since the last video that I did. But if you can't tell, I'm very excited for this project. I am very, very into this project. People ask me about BitHarvest, stuff like that. What it is I am gung-ho on Wingbits, and anything that can make people get into Wingbits, I am there to help. I'm not paid by Wingbits. I am not being compensated by Wingbits. I'm not getting anything free from Wingbits because there's nothing to buy with Wingbits. But if BitHarvest gets people on there better and faster, I'm for that. If you want to go with Crank, I know there's several people using Crank. I see in Discord. There's no harm to them. And you want to use Crank for that, go ahead. One thing that I know for a fact with BitHarvest is BitHarvest automatically, as a 559, don't quote me on it, either this morning or tomorrow morning, will be pushing out the new Wingbits script. So you don't have to worry about updating anything with that. So that should do it. I don't know about Crank. I searched around a little bit just now with the Crank Discord. I don't see anything about updating. Somebody said there might be a button that you should be able to press at some point. So I don't want to quote anything from Crank. You know, I kind of look around in that Discord a little bit just to see what's going on in case there's updated news to push out to y'all. But I really don't know. But again, what I'm getting at is that I am 100% pro Wingbits and anything that helps get that online. So we'll talk more about BitHarvest when we get down to that section. GEODNET, I'm noticing the pricing going down a little bit on the GEODNET coin. I'm not really sweating too much because it's a great project. You know, it's down 1% today. 7 days is down 10%. That's kind of been average, you know, with the other prices we've looked at so far, which again is surprising. I don't know if people are pulling their money out of some of these other projects to put into their FOMOing into Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. I did hear something about that on another YouTube channel, you know, that I try to watch different YouTube channels to get other people's inputs and ideas and stuff. And some people talked about that is maybe that's why a lot of these other alts are not, why some of these other alts are not really pumping hard is because some people are taking their profits from that, putting it into Bitcoin and Ethereum because with these ETFs like that. I don't know, but GEODNET, I'm not sweating it. You know, the only thing, you know, it's down 30%. But GEODNET had this big push that it was the latest and greatest thing. And people FOMO'd into that also. I don't know. I'm still very, very hyped and I want my device. I cannot wait to get my device. Now, full disclosure, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. It's been about 5 weeks. It's probably 4 to 6 weeks to get your device when I ordered it. I have my credit card transaction from HiveMapper where they charge me $600 something for this device. However, when I go look at my emails, because I'm trying to get an update on it, I cannot find any emails confirming my order. I know it went on there. I know I put the code in that I was supposed to put in. I went through HiveMapper or whatever the website is. Again, I have the credit card. I went and looked it up online. I have the credit card transaction where HiveMapper store charged me $600 something. I emailed HiveMapper early this morning in preparation for this video to get an update on and tell them, look, I don't see any kind of emails confirming anything, but I do have the credit card receipt and I have not heard back from them yet. So, hey, I might be hyperventilating for no reason. This thing might be, you know, sitting on my front doorstep in the rain. I doubt it because I didn't get any kind of tracking, but I don't even see anything really about tracking on the website. On the Discord. I still really don't know where I'm gonna put this thing at yet. You know, guys, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I try to do my own research and I also try to ask questions. When anybody asks questions about the difference with, you know, with staking and then the hex and any question about hexes, everybody says, go read the white paper, go read this. We've read it. I still don't understand the difference between, you know, you got people who are wanting to stake hexes, even though there's not a device in a hex yet. And that's completely separate than putting a miner in a hex. But you got to stake a lot of GeoDNet, even at 20 cents a coin, thousands and thousands. And I know that you want to try to hit these, you know, super hexes or whatever, but now since I've ordered it, because I was planning on putting one in Baton Rouge, now there's 2 in here. So, and in the place I was planning on putting it was in this hex. But is it even worthwhile? Is it better for me just to put one, you know, somewhere down here in a, you know, especially down here where I have a tall place to put it with 360 degrees, complete open coverage. Nothing will be blocking it. It is marsh grass and swamp. So there's not a tree around to block it. Is it better for me to put something down here now where I'll be in my own hex versus up here? Because I'm, from what I understand, I'd be splitting this, you know, and then this also only has 95 days left. And depending on when I get my miner in, by the time I get this thing set up, yeah, I don't know. But either way, I am still hyped on this project. But again, you know, this is why we get into some of these projects and these testnet projects so early, is because, you know, these like testnet projects, because that's where the big money and the big profits made. The chance you take is some of these projects not make it. You know, GeoDNet at one time was making $15 a day, $20 a day. Then I heard it was $12 a day. Now I'm hearing it's $10 a day. Rewards are going to be having rewards will be in July. So that's going to go down to $5 a day. You're paying $690 plus a device. You know, I don't know. If that's the decision you have to make. Again, I bought one. I paid the money. It's coming. I'm not getting a refund on it. I want to be involved in the project. Kind of rolls me into my next one, HIVEMAPPER. HIVEMAPPER, I keep changing my mind on. I already paid for it. It's coming. I don't feel, I could be the minority here of YouTubers. I don't feel comfy about buying one at this point anymore. And HIVEMAPPER, really, I need to put it down here with, is it better just to buy the coin if you're that hyped up about this project? Let me change my numbers real quick. All right, so HIVEMAPPER, you're looking at the token right now at about 7.5 cents. 1% down for the day, kind of like what we've seen with the other one. 7% down for the day, for the last week since our last video, which is only really down 1 penny because it was at 8 cents last time. And on the month, you are down 25%. You know, this had a decent high up here, and you can see the trajectory it's been going. It hit its high January for New Year's, basically, and it's come down and up and down and up. Now, again, bull market ain't started yet, at least in my opinion. Of course, this coin could always go back up. You know, I don't know about the full tokenomics on what is the carrot, so to say, or what makes people want to buy this token. The same thing about that I keep hearing about DIMO is, you know, you need to have something that's also buying or burning tokens or something like that. You know, this project has 10 billion honey as a max supply, and you still got 4 billion that still has to come out. Again, those will be dished out over time, but there was a 4,000, I don't know if it's even still going on, but there was a 4,000 bonus, honey bonus when you purchased the device. After you received it, you went 2,000 kilometers, you'd get your 4,000 bonus. Well, today's price as of May 28th is at 7.5 cents, you're getting $300, which, hey, it still helps you get towards ROI. I will not dispute that, but it was a lot better when I first bought this thing and I was supposed to get $600 worth of this token after 1,200 miles, because you were already ROI, you didn't care what happened. But again, I'm gonna let it come just so I can be involved in this project, so I can give you all updates and let y'all know what's going on with it. Some of the announcements you got, there are new bursts that are coming live in Texas. So if anybody's living in Texas, get to it. There'll be more people with HIVEMAPPERs driving around than people for work and pleasure. Everybody's gonna be going there, but at least you know they're still hitting those bursts. And I've been hearing people talk about this dash tilt game also. I don't know too much more about this tilt thing, and it has something to do with rewards also, and you know how the quality installs are and different things like that. You know, looking through the Discord, I don't really see anything about when these bees are going to be shipped or anything like that. That's what I'm really, you know, wondering about. You know, they talked about when you purchased it that you would see them shipped sometime Q3, which that was technically like June, July, August, maybe July, August, September. I was hoping closer to June. People who, like me, who had a previous one ordered, then changed our order to the B, are supposed to be ahead of the line more than people who are just ordering for the first time. I'm hoping that that works out. And again, it's another cool project that I'm interested in. Just need to get it in. And it's hard to sit in and tell people during these reviews to get into HIVEMAPPER or even GEODNET or Soarchain really to a point, or DIMO, when they can't get devices out. But yet they pushing on social media. But you know, we all got bit hard with this Helium thing, and I think people start, you know, some people learn lessons from that. And you know, talking about HIVEMAPPER, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll this into DIMO now. Depending on how long it takes to get devices, I don't know if I would suggest right now. I'm still so upset with DIMO with the issues I've been having trying to get my vehicle reconnected. They told me to disconnect it to get rid of some bug. I did that, and now it still won't reconnect. Now my work vehicle is in the shop getting some alterations done to it, so I don't even have access to it right now to even try the app update that supposedly was pushed out a day or two ago to see if that fixes it. So, you know, I have, as of today, 998 DIMO tokens. However, DIMO, a part of everything we discussed, is still going down. DIMO's down 3.5% just on the day, was at 21 cents earlier today. And then is that 20 cents now? 20 and a half cents. Over the last week since our last video, it is down 7%, which is kind of average on what we're seeing with all these other projects right now. And then for the month's down 35%. When you look at where it was at a high before, it was at 55 cents, 57 cents, 57, 58 cents right here. You know, that was back in the beginning of the year, and again at the beginning of the year. And that was March. So what is that? 2.5 months, it came down from 52 cents down to 21 cents. My biggest thing is that I am 6 months into this project now and have not ROI'd on these devices. It's going in the wrong direction. This number is going down instead of up. Again, I paid $89 for 3 of these because there was a special for 3 for $89 each if you bought 3 or more, plus shipping. But I'm gonna just say $90 each, which is $270. I am 6 months into this project now. I've had these hooked up for 6 months, and I still am $60 from ROI. 84,000. I had to go update that real quick. So 3 devices. I'm still level 2, 13 per device, 13 coins, which is about $3. So I'm making 29 cents a day on DIMO. Now, I think I got a week or 2 left before I go to level 3. I'm told, and I read, and I've seen videos that next level, level 3, you're supposed to get a lot more rewards. I'm curious to see how that is. But if the token keeps still going down, does that really matter? I'm still hold out hope, because with us going into a bull market, I've said before, even the CRUD tokens, I got to make it rated PG because of my advertising now. But the the CRUD tokens even go up in a bull market, in a hard bull market. DIMO is a good project. Don't doubt that at all. HIVEMAPPER is a very good project. I can see both of these tokens easily going back up. Helium, at the beginning of the bull market last time, I think it was in the dollars, $2 or whatever like that. Next thing you know, it's $40, $50. I'm not saying DIMO and HIVEMAPPER is going up to that, but what I'm going to say is I'm not sweating so much the token price, or I'd be really bailing out, because there are good fundamental projects behind it. But taking a page out of Helium, I've always said, just because the project is really good doesn't mean the mining aspect is, or the income, passive income aspect is. I still have faith in the Helium IoT project. The demos work off of them. They work great. You have a lot of other things that work off of that Helium IoT network, and it works good. However, the fact that, you know, it takes 20 miners to make $6 a day, that is disgusting. And even, I think you got 300,000 miners online for Helium, and you only have 300,000 miners online, you're making $6 a day. Back in the day when they had 300,000 miners going on the way up, we were making more than this. That is my issue and why I call BS. Last I knew, the original investors were still making like 750,000 tokens per month of H&T. And we're fighting for $6 with 20 devices. This isn't about Helium. Let me keep going. So DIMO right now, if you really feel good about this project, I kind of say, if you really feel good about it at this price dip that DIMO is now, you might want to jump back. You might just want to buy the token. Buying the token right now, and it goes just back to its all-time high from 3 or 4 months ago, you're 3xing your money right there. I've had several people talk about how when TSOAR goes online for Soarchain, they plan on buying the token. They had a pre-sale for it on some exchange, you know, talking about TSOAR, and not everybody could get it because you couldn't get it if you were in the United States. People are talking about buying that token from the beginning. DIMO might be the same thing. Honey might be the same thing. It's just going to take too long to me at what the rewards are nowadays to make up for that. That's just my opinion on DIMO. But the project itself is a very stable and good project. BitHarvest. BitHarvest is still rolling along. The devices are working. I have it on 5 or 6 devices myself. You know, they got a new firmware we're seeing pictures of. I'm actually testing 1 or 2 of them for them on some different devices, and I'm seeing glimpses, and they've even shared some screenshots because I don't want to go pre-release anything or say nothing that I'm not supposed to say, but I am seeing some glimpses, some images that got released of new projects on BitHarvest. They have their bhst mining coming up. That's on this image. They have support for Potato. There's also support. I see them talking about some other devices. I really don't recognize the names, but people are asking about them, and people are asking about them and didn't get it working. They're releasing it. You know, they're up to about 11 projects right now. And I still say over and over, and I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, but to be able to take this Helium miner that at one time was doing 1 Helium project, and that was it. And now you can do 11, possibly 12 or more projects with this one device now for $35. You know, I think it's $35, $36. And then after a year, you have to renew the $17 license on it to do all the projects. That's it. To me, that's pretty good. Still some bugs that need to be worked out here or there. You know, I wish I could SSH, but they have that where, you know, this is their firmware that they're putting on the entire device. So, you know, to keep some things secure and safe, they got that kind of locked down. It is what it is. You can still tail scale into it using their firmware. That's how I have it. All my BitHarvest devices are around here right now. So as I'm helping them test, I want to kind of keep them close so that I can easily drive to that host location. And if I have to do a power cycle, right now I haven't had to. If there's any kind of update with the beta, and I'm testing the beta side of it, so the regular side is going to be a lot more stable. But I'm helping those guys out doing testing. I even sent them a love potato so that they can get their firmware working on it. That's how much I support these guys. Sent them a love potato straight from Amazon. Said, y'all keep it, you know, get it working for Lepotato, because I know a lot of people own Lepotatus, and I have Lepotatus. So BitHarvest is still moving, and again, I'm pushing BitHarvest also because the big thing with Wingbits, and it works, and it works good. So moving on, XNET. There's something going on, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. If anybody knows, tell me. I know I sound like a broken record. Get over it. I still have an issue that XNET can't get confirmed with CoinMarketCap. There's another project that can't get confirmed with CoinMarketCap either, and I'm not going to say their name, and that worries me to a point. So they're on CoinGecko. In the last 24 hours, it fell 10% in 24 hours. Where we saw 2% with some of these other ones. So, I'm guessing that's right. Yeah, 10%. But when you go back and look at 7 days, it went from 12 cents to 7 cents. In the month, it kind of hit this high, 35 cents, 35 cents, 40 something cents, whatever. And 45 cents, and it's back down. It's down to 7 cents. I'm trying to research what's kind of going on with XNET. It's kind of a huge, like, dip in the price earlier, and I'm seeing some comments about people not getting paid. A paid should be, they're not getting paid or something like that, and they should have gotten payments. And when you start seeing those things, it causes a little bit of FUD. I'm not going to lie. I keep saying I want to buy one of these. I really don't have a place with a lot of internet. I've told you before, and I'll say it again, that, if I had $200 to blow, I would try XNET, especially if I had a place to put it. But as of right now, offloading with AT&T, supposedly they're testing out another thing that they don't want nobody to really talk about because it's part of them just testing. And I don't have a place that really offloads. Like, there's a lot of places. If I had a buddy that owned a gym that would let me put something in the gym, but you have to also get that person to let them use their internet and different things like that to offload. Again, the fact that they're not on CoinMarketCap worries me. This project's been out way long enough that this should be on CoinMarketCap. That makes me wonder if there's something behind the scenes going on. That's just my 2 cents. That's not official. I don't know. I've never been told anything different. It just, again, after we've been burned by the previous project and some other things, you start getting worried about those kind of things. FryMiner is another one that I'm going to say still is not on CoinMarketCap. This project has been around way long enough that it should be on CoinMarketCap. I know that doesn't make or break everything, but it's just they got these several little things that make somebody feel a little better. They're still not on CoinMarketCap. That worries me. Still could be a great project. I've always said, for all the stuff they got their hands on, I know it's like a broken record every week, but this is for the new people. For all the projects that they are trying to do, temperature stuff and air monitoring and satellite monitoring and weather monitoring, all the stuff like that, it's kind of like they took ideas and threw them against the wall and see what was going to stick. And I would say, if they can pull that off, this is going to be a great project. It's a big if. Saw some people complaining about not getting devices and stuff. So for those who haven't caught up, Fry has voted, or the people in Fry voted on FIP, FIP. I guess that's Fry Improvement Protocol 002, but they have voted to reduce their rewards. Apparently what has happened is, unlike some other projects where the rewards go down per devices online, they didn't even think about that part. So again, y'all come to me for my honest opinion on certain things. I'm just reading what I'm reading, and I'm reading what's in the general chat and stuff. Some people, all these projects have these people that no matter what happens, no matter how negative is everything, they're drinking the Kool-Aid so much, they don't care if they're getting crudded on or whatever like that. And some people are kind of real, and then there are some people who are overly negative. I will say that. But you have certain people in here who are upset because they haven't even got their miner yet. And now, not only did they lose the bonus that they voted out, the bonus rewards multiplier, they voted that out a while back because you would get the bonus if the price was under 1 penny. So they voted that out. Now they went and voted for a 7% reduction, I think it is, in rewards. So people are not happy because they're still waiting to get devices. Now, as an anti-inflationary thing, I can understand them reducing. But the way the voting went, and from what I'm read from somebody else, is, you know, the people who are already front run and who have been mining this for a while, who have all these tokens, of course they're going to vote for 7% reduction now. They already got them. They're not worried about hurting the less people now who get them, less people that can dump or anything like that. I don't know. So that's something I need to think about with Fry. I'm not touching it right now. I've always said if I get money that I can just add maybe a Fry license to something at some point. But I was told that when you add a license to another device, like say a Weather XM or something like that, that the rewards are even slashed even more. I just don't see what the benefit is other than to say I'm Fry mining. And I'm not about all that, but who knows. Larissa, I had some people asking about Larissa. Larissa seems to be another like ETCMC clone where you're mining with certain hardware like computers and stuff like that, just like ETCMC. Well, Larissa's another one that is not on CoinMarketCap. And, you know, that worries me a little bit. But, and just today alone, it went down 9.5%. The last 7 days, it went from 8 cents down to 5 cents. The last month, it hit an all-time high. It hit a high in the month of 22 cents and is now down to 5 cents. So it had in March 3rd, it had a nice jump up to, you know, from 25 cents and now down to 5 cents. I'm not going to touch it, especially with the cost of what some of these licenses are. I think the license were like $300 or $300 something for a 3-year license, or you can get the trial license for 3 months. And a lot of people are jumping. They release 100 trial licenses at a time, and those sell out quick because nobody wants to be in this project longer than that. That's what I'm reading online, is nobody has faith in some of these projects like this. After you see what happened to ETCMC, nobody wants to hold on to a license for 3 years. So they try out the trial, see what happens. Maybe some of these trial licenses are now starting to come, you know, which they are getting close to that 3-month end. You know, I don't know how long this project has been out for, but, you know, when you go back the year, it starts in January. So I don't know, but y'all want to try it? Go ahead. Especially if you can get a trial license, it might be worth it, but it's not for me. CHIRP. I'm hearing a lot of good things about CHIRP. CHIRP is another one that's making me kind of eat crow as of right now, because when CHIRP kind of like hit the ground running too hard, if that makes sense. You know, they're just getting reduced. There was only 30, 40 people in Discord. Next thing you know, they're asking for $800 for the device. We all said, oh, hold on. Now, though, they got partnerships coming up. You see the partnerships. You see them talking about it. So you see them talking about different partnerships and everything. Web3 Drone Corridor, with NIX Consortium, the bridge with stakes, and they got stuff going on. So you know it's got to be a legitimate project as far as the team behind it. You got pictures and stuff like that, which doesn't sound that serious, but when you look at some of the previous projects we were in, I hate to keep going back to that, when they wouldn't do that kind of stuff, it makes you feel a little bit better. But there are a lot of things going on with CHIRP. You know, is this another Helium thing? I don't know. I got people asking me that question. That's the reason I'm bringing it up. You had X amount of miners that were released a couple of days ago, and they sold out in minutes, hours, something like that. And that's it. again, I hate I hate that Helium is the measuring stick for some of these projects that could be very, very good. But you have to look at it, the fact that we don't have the issues we had when when Helium miners were coming out. We had issues with different the pandemic going on, and you couldn't get boards, you couldn't get the pies to make the things. The FCC was dragging their feet on approval and different stuff like that. Well, COVID's over with. You can get chips now. Why can't you keep up with demand? And you have people starting to accuse that, they're doing it for certain reasons and stuff like that. And I'm not about all that craziness, but I do wish that there was somehow they could keep up with demand. They know, especially on the $800 miner, they're making their money back on it. How are you not ready for this? I will say that the miner looks very sharp, and it's a professionally made hard box device with antennas on top. The antennas can separate if you want to get a higher elevation and put feed line in between them, stuff like that. $890 worth of SUI. A lot of us don't have that. Some people do. It doesn't matter because you can't get the devices. So, they have, they sold 100 devices worth $890 or something like that. They sold out in under an hour. Supply and demand, they play these games. You look at Helium, all those tokens are getting, and I think they're doing some kind of somewhat limit of tokens on how many you can get. But listen, I have been wrong before, especially this year, especially on projects. But sometimes don't hate the player, hate the game. DIMO might be the closest thing we have to another Helium. I'm going to say it. And I'm not even in the game. I can't get a hold of a CHIRP. I've contacted CHIRP. I have tried to buy it. I can't. So I'm not in the game. But with this scarcity type thing that they're playing, I don't know. Again, this channel is not financial advice. But from what I understand, CHIRP works differently. It's not just basically IoT at 915 megahertz or whatever, 890, whatever the euro is. It is working at different frequencies. There is a demand for that. They're the only ones, from what I know, don't crucify me if I'm wrong, but they're one of the only few in that game of that different frequency. It's an IoT at basically 2.4, if I'm not mistaken. It could be, especially with so few miners online, you're loading up them tokens early, kind of like what happened with Helium. You never know. You never know. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm being straight honest with y'all right now. If I had the opportunity to buy a CHIRP at that price, I'm selling some of my Solana that I bought at $8 or $10. And my AVAX I bought really low, and some other tokens I bought really, really stupidly low. I'm sipping my profits and I'm taking a chance on CHIRP if I can get one. I'm not buying one on eBay for $5,000 like I did with a Helium miner, even though I ROI'd on that $5,000 in 17 days. I've told that story 100 times. I'm not going to tell it again. I'm not doing that with CHIRP. I don't feel that comfortable with it because some people are saying Helium came and went and you're not going to have another Helium. We don't know. Again, none of this is financial advice. We're just shooting in the wind. So I'm still staking my stuff down here again. Crow reminded me it's time to renew my staking. And I know I don't really talk about it, but Crow has been one of my good investments because I took $4,000 worth of Helium 18 months ago, I think it was. And so I did the $4,000 dark blue card. I forget what they called it, but and I use the hell out of it, especially when I'm paying my bills. I take my money out my regular checking account, load it on my Crow card, pay all my bills with the Crow card, and I'm getting all that. So I put in about, when I got into it, $4,000 worth of Crow was 75 cents. So what is that, like 6,000 crow or something like that, if that. And I am up to almost 20,000 crow right now. So let crow go back just to its all-time high of $1, and I'm looking very well. Let it double, and I'm paying off one of my cars. So I don't know. I know the stipulations have changed a little bit on crow, but if you can still get those that crow card with some of those rewards, it's a thing to look at. I know they've maxed out rewards per month now, so you can't just go freely, keep spending it. At some point, it maxes out at a certain dollar amount based on what crow is worth. You know, I've still got Solana on Exodus staked. I got Atom staked. I got Link staked. And more passive income. Another thing that I try to tell people about is Upside. I know it's not crypto related, but it is actually giving me money back. Upside is the gas app, and you go online. I'm gonna put a link in my description for Upside, and before you go and you pump your gas, you go to Upside, you see which stations around you belong to the Upside app, and you save money. You get money back per how many gallons you use or you buy or whatever. And I know I'm up over $100 that I can cash out over the last couple of months using Upside. So there'll be a link, and with that link, of course, I get a little reward back. You get a reward or something also. Just kind of like the same thing crypto stuff works. So I don't mention Upside too much because it's not crypto related. But to me, it's a passive income project. I got to buy gas no matter what for my vehicles, and my son's vehicle, and my wife's vehicle. So we use the Upside app, and it adds up after a while. Yes, it might be $2 or $3 per fill up, depending on how much you're getting, but we all get gas unless you're driving a bicycle. So I don't know if it's available in other countries, but something you might want to look at, just a way to save money, get a little bit of money back, because gas is outright expensive right now. So other than that, this video went on long enough, and we'll see what's going to happen. I'm about to do another video, how to set up a Wingbits station from scratch, because some people were asking that for some reason, and I really don't have a video from taking with the new Wingbits stuff. My previous videos on how to set up a Wingbits station was buying hexes and that kind of stuff like that, and Wingbits doesn't do that no more. So I'm gonna plan on doing one of those videos soon, probably this week, and I'm gonna make sure y'all go check out my outdoors channel. I'm trying to do more videos on that. I went rod four-wheeler yesterday. Mississippi River's coming up pretty high on behind the levee and stuff, so I'm gonna do a side-by-side of when I rode my four-wheeler a little over a month ago, and all the beach that was around the Mississippi River and different things like that, and how that's all underwater now. Cool little video. And I did a video over the weekend of working at my hunting lease, showing some of the tornado damage that it had. So that's GrumpyDad Outdoors. Of course, there's a link in the description for that. You'll see that I am trying to push my Twitter X hard right here, trying to get more updates on that. Please go join that. Please make sure you hit the like button on this video. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and help me out. For those who are wondering, yes, I was invited to Consensus 2024 convention. That's supposed to be starting tomorrow. I am not going. There's just too much going on right now, too last minute between airfare and hotel and stuff like that, that I can just take that money and put it towards my computer build, or buy more crypto, or buy some of these projects. So that's what I'm just going to hold on to for right now. So thank you all for watching this video, for those who have stuck around this long, and I'll see y'all in the next video.